The New Year holidays are approaching, which means it's time to deliver New Year's toys and garlands. If you want to surprise yourself, guests or clients with an excellent wow effect, create your own style for the New Year tree or beautifully decorate your home, office, or street near the house, then this review is for you. I want to introduce you to an improved version of the popular Garland on addressable LEDs from the manufacturer of smart home devices Weten. The previous version of the Garland was excellent, and the new one should be even better. Moreover, the new version already has 40-meter versions of the Garland. Now you can decorate a large room, or a very large Christmas tree. Let's check this out, see what it can do in the Tuya Smart smart home ecosystem, connect it to Home Assistant, check the automation capabilities and see what effects can be done with this version of the Garland. The seller has various options for Garland lengths from 5 to 40 meters. In the previous version of the Garland, the maximum was 10 meters. Accordingly, the number of LEDs will be different. For 5 meters it is 50, and for 40 it is already 400. In my review, a 20-meter Garland. This is indicated by a sticker on a simple cardboard box. Inside we find a thank you card for the purchase from the manufacturer Weten. There are also contact details for technical support. By the way, I do not recommend throwing away the box. After the holidays you can pack the Garland back in it and put it in storage until next year. Next, in a separate bag there is a kit consisting of an IR remote control, a smart controller and instructions for connecting the Garland. A small IR remote control. It is powered by a CR2025 battery. Remove it from the shipping film before use. It is convenient that you can control the Garland not only from a smartphone or automation, but also with the remote control. The controller for connecting the Garland also has its own buttons for control. The upper button switches the programmed operating scenarios. With a long hold, you can change the brightness. The middle button turns the Garland on or off. A long press switches the Garland to pairing mode. The bottom button, when pressed briefly, switches the Garland to music mode, and a long press to static mode. For the music mode, the controller has a built-in microphone, the holes for which are on the top. On the back there is a port for connecting the power supply, and on the front there is a port for connecting the Garland. Nearby is an IR receiver of signals from the remote control. The controller can also be attached to any flat surface. The back is smooth. The unit can be attached either with double-sided tape or with a thread/screw/nail. For this purpose there is a small eye in the upper part. I recommend looking at the instructions to understand how to add it to the Tuya Smart smart home ecosystem. The longer the Garland, the more powerful the power supply included. For the 30 and 40 meter versions there are even two. I have 20 meters, one power supply but quite powerful, 12 volts and 2 amperes, total power 24 watts. European plug. When buying you can choose the American standard. The power cable itself is quite thick, the length is 1.5 meters. At the output, the plug is very similar 5 and 5 to 2 and 5. Let's move on to the Garland itself. It is packed in a cellophane bag on which information about the characteristics is pasted. Here we see that the length of the Garland is 20 meters, 200 LED balls on it. Voltage 12 volts, power 1 watt per meter, 10 LED balls per meter, and the diameter of the balls is 15 millimeters. Here is a comparison table of the new version of the Garland and the previous version. As we can see, the main thing is the number of LEDs per meter. The maximum length is 40 meters, improved brightness and power supply of the Garland itself. Also, the seller Weten has a new version of the Garland, namely WLED. WLED is a smart controller that allows you to turn an ordinary LED strip into a real work of light art. With its help you can create dynamic lighting effects synchronized with music, or simply set a pleasant atmosphere in the room. The length of the tape can also be from 5 to 40 meters. I recommend considering this option too. The balls themselves with built-in LEDs are securely sealed and feel like a material with a soft touch effect. The cable is made of 3 cores protected by a soft braid. The design of the balls is especially impressive. They perfectly diffuse the light, creating a soft and uniform glow. The balls are located at a distance of 10 centimeters from each other. In total, 200 luminous elements are placed on a 20-meter Garland. The distance from the control unit to the first ball is 1 meter. The Garland is designed for outdoor use and is resistant to moisture, according to the IP65 protocol, but this only applies to the Garland itself. The control unit must be protected from water, snow, rain, or condensation. Let's start a more detailed acquaintance with this smart Garland by examining its IR remote control. The remote control is divided into 4 zones. The top row of buttons includes turning the garland on or off and switching it to automatic mode. Below, the Mode Plus and Mode Minus buttons can be used to switch between the preset scenarios for the garland. There are a lot of preset scenarios. I will show them all below. Below, you can increase or decrease the speed of the scenario. And on the right, there are buttons for adjusting the brightness of the garland. Below, the block of buttons consists of RGB keys that quickly set the main colors: red, green and blue. And below it, additional colors: yellow, blue, black, purple, dark blue, dark green and orange. The W button instantly switches the garland light to a cold white shade. The button with 3 circles cyclically switches the RGB colors of the garland. Below is the garland lock button, convenient if there are small children in the house. On the left and right, switching to the music mode, you can choose one of 2 modes of operation with music and sound. This remote control makes interaction with the garland as convenient and varied as possible, allowing everyone to customize its operation to their taste. Even a child can handle connecting the garland. We connect the power supply to a 220-volt outlet. Now we connect the plug to the smart Wi-Fi controller. We find the garland plug and connect it to the controller in the same way. It will not be possible to mix them up, since there are guides on the plug. The entire connection is complete. Activate Bluetooth on your smartphone and connect to your home Wi-Fi network in the 2.4 GHz range. Then open the Tuya Smart or Smart Life application. The application immediately offers to add the detected device. To put the garland into pairing mode, with the power off, hold the power button for 5 seconds. After that, release the button and the garland will start flashing red, which signals the transition to pairing mode. The application immediately offers to add the detected device. If this does not happen, you can manually select to add a new device, for example, by specifying a Wi-Fi outlet. We enter the password for our Wi-Fi network and wait for the connection to complete. From the main menu of the program, we can see the current status of the device, as well as turn the garland on or off. Memory is present. The garland will turn on in the color or preset that you have previously selected. Let's go inside the plugin. At the top we see a schematic representation of our garland consisting of 20 sectors. And below there is a control option, such as color selection, the ability to put your own color on the selected sector or erase the sector. Below is a palette of colors that our garland can glow with. You can choose not such a palette, but a pixel one. It seems to me even more convenient. Below it is a strip for adjusting the brightness of the glow. And you can also choose combinations. There are 22 of them available. Let's go to the Scenarios tab. Here a huge number of ready-made modes of operation of the garland are available, from a simple change in the glow colors, to turning on or off individual LED elements and their various combinations. I will show the operating modes in the tests below. But if among the variety of operating scenarios you have not found the one that suits you, do not worry. Just create your own. To do this, click the Add button and first select the operating mode. Then we begin to add colors for operation in this mode, so you can specify the brightness of this scenario. Below, select the direction of movement, and also specify the speed of this mode. And set your own name for this mode. Agree, it is very simple and convenient. The next tab switches the garland to the music mode. There is a local mode and an application mode. Local, this garland will use the microphone built into the controller to analyze the sound, and 6 different presets for working with sound are available. In the application mode, the sound will be transmitted through the smartphone microphone. 3 ready-made presets are available. In the settings menu, we can set a timer for the operation of our garland, for example, turn it on at 6 p.m. and turn it off at midnight. You can also specify the number of LEDs, but initially the application set the correct number of 200 pieces for me. In the settings, you can view information about the device, share with friends, or set a notification if the device goes offline. At the time of review, there were no updates. Version of 2 modules 1.0.4. Let's see what the device can do in terms of automation. First, let's check what device can capture the trigger. The condition is if the garland does something. Here we see the following functions: on or off, changing the operating mode, timer function, the number of pixels and LEDs of the garland. I think the most useful function will be whether the garland is on or not, which will allow you to make automation for controlling other devices, for example, turning off the overhead light when turned on. Now let's see what the garland can do itself, the condition then. For example, if the temperature is below 10 degrees, then our garland can perform the following actions. Again, on or off. You can change the operating mode of the garland, set the timer, and also change the number of pixels or the type of garland. Here, too, I think the most relevant will be the on/off function and possibly a change of mode. In Home Assistant, we will transfer the garland via Tuya integration. Update the integration, search for our garland. Here it is, go inside our device. As we can see, we have a work logbook, and one entity, on or off. But by going inside, we can turn the garland on and off. Change the color palette. And adjust the brightness. We can also look at the history. In the settings, it looks like this. Let's add it to the panel. On the panel, it will look like this. Tests of various operating modes. I don't have a Christmas tree yet, it seems too early to put it up, so I decorated the stairs. I will only use standard work scenarios, there are quite a lot of them, so I think this will be enough. this is what the music mode looks like. If you are looking for a way to make your Christmas tree truly special, then this garland is exactly what you need. Thanks to the wide customization options, you can create unique lighting effects that will reflect your personality. Every day your tree can look different. A large number of ready-made presets and the ability to create your own operating modes will allow you to experiment and find new interesting combinations of colors and movements. But that's not all. When the New Year holidays are over, the garland will not be sent to the back burner. You can use it to create a unique atmosphere in any room, for example, by organizing a colorful light show to your favorite music. Regular updates from the manufacturer promise even more new effects and modes, so your garland will delight you for many years. You will find all the links to the products in the description under the video. There is also a link to the Telegram group, where you will find not only new products in the smart home system, but also coupons, promotions and other communication and answers to questions. There are also links to the Smart Home Forum, where all topics are divided into sections for more convenient communication and information search. Please, don't forget to like the video if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss other interesting videos about smart and not so smart home systems. All the best to everyone, peaceful skies and goodness. Bye, bye.